The rain had just stopped that morning, and the school compound at St. Agnes Girls' College was shining under the sun. The smell of wet sand mixed with the chatter of students rushing to their classrooms. Among the crowd of girls, one stood out. Her name was Amara. Amara was not just beautiful. She was brilliant, humble, and always polite. Her deep brown eyes sparkled with kindness, and her smile could calm even the strictest teacher. From her first day in school, she had become the favorite of almost every teacher. She always answered questions, came first in class, and helped others with assignments. But her perfection was what made others secretly hate her. Among her classmates were three girls: Cynthia, Ngozi, and Bisi. They were her closest friends, or at least Amara thought so. They sat together, ate together, and even walked home together. But behind their laughter and smiles, jealousy was growing like poison. Cynthia was the leader of the trio, tall, outspoken, and proud. She couldn't stand the way teachers always praised Amara. Every time the principal called Amara the pride of the school, Cynthia's heart burned. Ngozi, on the other hand, was quiet but cunning, always whispering gossip. And BC, who was easily influenced, followed whatever Cynthia said. One afternoon, as the four friends sat under the mango tree after classes, the conversation took a dark turn.
Amara, you are really lucky, oh, Cynthia said, forcing a smile. Even Mr. Benson talks about you like you are his daughter. Amara smiled shyly. He just encourages me to keep working hard. You two can be top of the class if you study well. Ngozi rolled her eyes. You make it sound easy. Not everyone has your brain or face. Amara laughed lightly, not noticing the bitterness in their tone. It's not about beauty. Hard work is what matters. But Cynthia's face hardened. Beauty matters too, she said quietly. People like you get everything. Good grades, attention, even respect. The rest of us are invisible. Amara's smile faded. Cynthia, don't say that. We are all friends. Friends? Cynthia repeated, looking at the others. Do friends make you feel small every day? Every teacher calls your name. Even the boys from St. Peter's College only talks about you. Amara was silent. She had never meant to make them feel less important, but jealousy had already clouded their hearts.
That night, Cynthia gathered Ngozi and Bishi in her room. The moonlight filtered through the curtain as they sat on her bed, whispering. "I'm tired of that Amara," Cynthia said coldly. "She thinks she's better than us. Everyone worships her. We need to teach her a lesson." Ngozi leaned forward, curious. What kind of lesson? Cynthia smiled darkly. "You know that forest behind the old well? The one people say is haunted. What if we take her there and scare her a bit?" Bisi gasped. "But that place is dangerous. People say spirits live there." "That's exactly why it's a walk," Cynthia replied. "We won't hurt her. We'll just leave her there for a while so she feels what fear tastes like. Maybe then she'll stop acting perfect." Ngozi nodded slowly. I like that idea." And so, their plan began. The next day, Cynthia approached Amara after school. "Hey, we're going somewhere fun tomorrow," she said sweetly. "There's a beautiful stream in the nearby forest. It's calm and quiet. You can even read there."
Amara's eyes lit up. A stream? Really? I've never been there. Yes, Ngozi added quickly. It's so peaceful. We just want to relax before exams. You'll love it. Amara smiled. All right, I'll come. That Friday afternoon, the four girls met behind the school. Cynthia carried a small basket of fruits, BC had water, and Ngozi held a flashlight, pretending it was just for fun. Amara wore a simple blue dress and carried her books. They walked for nearly 30 minutes through the narrow footpath that led to the forest. Birds chirped in the trees, and the sound of insects filled the air. The deeper they went, the quieter it became. Even Amara began to feel uneasy. "Are you sure this is safe?" she asked. Ngozi smiled reassuringly. "Of course. Don't be scared. We are almost there." Finally, they reached a clearing. There was indeed a small stream, glistening under the setting sun. It was beautiful, but something about the place felt strange. The air was heavy, and the trees seemed to whisper. They sat by the water, eating fruits and chatting. Amara began to relax. Then Cynthia said, "Amara, can you help us get some flowers from that side? We want to decorate the baskets."
Amara nodded and walked toward the bushes. As soon as she bent down to pluck a flower, Cynthia signaled the others. Quietly, they picked up their things and started walking away. Amara turned around and froze. "Cynthia! Ngozi! Bisi!" No answer. "Stop joking, please!" she shouted, fear creeping into her voice. But by then, the girls were already halfway back on the trail, giggling nervously as they ran. Amara's heart began to pound. The sun was going down fast, and the forest was getting darker. She tried to find her way back, but the paths all looked the same. The shadows grew longer, and strange sounds echoed. The croak of frogs, the rustle of leaves, the whisper of wind that sounded almost human. She called out again, but her voice trembled. "Please, where are you?" Hours passed. Night fell completely. Amara sat by the stream, shivering. She prayed softly, tears running down her face. Back in the village, Cynthia, Ngozi, and Bisi returned home pretending everything was normal. But deep down, guilt was beginning to grow. That night, none of them could sleep. Bisi kept hearing strange sounds outside her window, scratching noises like claws on wood. Ngozi dreamt of someone calling her name from a dark forest. Cynthia woke up sweating, her heart racing. By morning, the news had spread. Amara hadn't come home. Her mother had been searching all night. The principal sent word to the police, and by noon, villagers began searching the forest. When Cynthia heard this, fear gripped her. "We only wanted to scare her," she whispered to Ngozi. "What if something bad happened?" Ngozi trembled. "We should tell someone." But Cynthia shouted, "No! If they find out what we did, we'll be expelled or even arrested." For 2 days, the search continued. People called Amara's name in the forest, but there was no answer. On the third night, the search team found something, her school bag lying near the stream. The villagers feared the worst. Some said the spirits of the forest had taken her. Then, on the fourth morning, something strange happened. As the school gathered for assembly, everyone heard a faint voice singing from the distance, a soft, sorrowful song. Teachers and students turned toward the gate. And there she was, Amara. Her clothes were torn, her hair was messy, but her eyes were calm. The crowd gasped. Her mother ran to her, crying, "My child, where have you been?" Amara spoke quietly. "The spirits took care of me." People stared, confused. She continued, "When it got dark, I prayed and cried. Then I saw an old woman appear beside the stream. She told me not to be afraid. She gave me food and showed me the way out this morning." Her voice trembled. She said, "Your friends betrayed you, but their deeds will not go unpunished." Then she vanished. When Cynthia heard this, her knees weakened. She looked at Ngozi and Bisi. Their faces were pale. That same week, strange things began happening. Bisi fell sick and couldn't speak for 3 days. Ngozi had nightmares every night,
screaming Amara's name. Cynthia, who once boasted proudly, began hearing whispers whenever she passed near the school well. Finally, overwhelmed by fear, Cynthia confessed everything to the principal. She cried bitterly, begging for forgiveness. Amara, though still hurt, forgave them. "I will not curse you," she said softly. "Let God judge." The school punished the three girls by expelling them temporarily, and the story spread across the village. Many said it was a warning against jealousy and wickedness. Years later, Amara finished school and became a teacher. She often told her students, "Jealousy is like fire. It burns the one who carries it." As for Cynthia, Ngozi, and Bisi, their lives never remained the same. They regretted their actions deeply, but the guilt followed them everywhere. And so, the story of the four friends became a lesson told across villages, a story that taught people that beauty and brilliance should never attract hate, and that evil done in secret always comes to light. Because, even in darkness, truth has a way of finding its way home. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and